sun on your face. Hopeful eyes keep them glowing. Yeah, I love you more than words could say. There's nothing you could do to stop my heart for you. Just keep your head up high. Yeah, hold your head up high. I know sometimes there are things you don't understand. Broken roads, faded dreams. Been trying to find your way again. I'm seeing your tears, I'm hearing your cries, but know that I'll never leave your side, even in the change. I won't walk away. I promise I'll stay.
Hey there friends, greetings, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Alicia and today I'm going to be working in my kitchen. So I'm going to be making some dinner here in a little bit. We're going to have actually a really early dinner. I'm going to be grilling up some tri-tip. I also have some baby potatoes that I'm going to roast in the oven. They are phenomenal and they take like no time at all. And then I'm going to pair it with some green beans and then I'm going to make some homemade dinner rolls. I'm also going to share some really easy, delicious overnight oats that me and my husband have been loving. So I'm gonna meal prep that as well. So let's get right into my kitchen. We kind of already are, but actually no, we have to go to the front door because Walmart just delivered a little bit of groceries for me. I had just some things on my list that I needed to get. Well, these are some different bags than normal. Usually it's like the gray and blue bags, but these are just plain white bags. So I wasn't really planning on doing a grocery haul because I didn't really get that much stuff, but I might as well just share it real quick. I did not pick this up. Someone delivered this to me, a seedless watermelon. The watermelons at Walmart have been really, really good, so got that. This is for my bath. This is my favorite thing to use in the tub. Dr. Teal's, this scent in particular is just phenomenal. It's the eucalyptus scent. But if you guys have any recommendations for better bath salts, let me know. Some sweet potatoes. I'm gonna be meal prepping a little bit of some chicken and sweet potatoes. Probably not today, but probably tomorrow. So I need to get some of those. So the potatoes I was talking about for dinner, it's gonna be these. So these are like the little baby Dutch potatoes. I got 2 bags of these because I am gonna be making a plate for my mom. So 2 of those. I was worried that there weren't gonna be any baby potatoes left. So I did decide to just add to my cart just a bag of regular russet potatoes in case these weren't available, but they were apparently. So now I have a lot of potatoes to use up, which is totally fine because I've been craving meatloaf. So meatloaf and mashed potatoes is on the menu this week. So I did get some green beans here. So this is what we're gonna pair for our dinner tonight. Some strawberries, some blueberries, and some blackberries. We're always needing to replenish our berries because everyone eats so much of it. Favorite salsa. This is the one salsa that we get all the time. We love this so much. It is definitely a little bit spicier. This is the medium, but it's pretty spicy, but my kids tolerate it and they really love that. A little small container of heavy whipping cream, some Honeycrisp apples. We only have a few apples left over there. Some bananas. We have no bananas left. Another thing that I'm craving is some spaghetti and meatballs, but if you guys have been following my channel at all, you know that my husband does not like the taste of spaghetti noodles for whatever reason, and I know a few of you guys feel the same way. So I did get some linguine. You will eat linguine with meatballs and marinara sauce, so I will take what I can get. So I'm gonna make that. And I always like to make my own marinara sauce if I don't have the Rao's, and I have no Rao's because it was not on sale this past month at Costco. So I'll just make my own. It's super easy. I also like to have tomato sauce on hand. I have 0 in my pantry behind you, so want to always keep that on hand for if I decide to make pizza sauce or Mexican rice. This is what I use. I needed to replenish some of my baking supplies as well. So some baking powder, some dark brown sugar, because just recently I made some pumpkin scones. In fact, here are some right here, and they are absolutely phenomenal. One of these is gonna actually go to my mom tonight. as her dessert. But I'm gonna link that recipe below. I haven't made these in 2 years, and I wanted to update my blog posts with like some nicer pictures and some better formatting, because I have a completely different format of writing now than what I used to. So trying to update my pictures. So I had to make some pumpkin scones, and you definitely need some dark brown sugar for that. And then the last thing, just some powdered sugar just to keep in my pantry because of all of the baking things that are happening. Fall is coming up upon us, even though it is still very, very hot. It's gonna be like 106 degrees here like midweek, which is nuts for first week of September. Craziness. But anyway, okay, so that is it. I'm gonna put this away really fast, and then I'm gonna start working on my 1 hour honey butter dinner rolls. And I always keep these bags for either like vegetable scraps or I always keep some in the car, like in case someone has like an emergency or an accident, or someone doesn't feel well. I always keep like one on each side of the door, along with like in my glove compartment. And plus I also use these for trash bags, so in our bathroom and in the kids' bathroom too. All right, so in a measuring cup, I'm just gonna do this real fast. 3/4 cups of water, and then I'm gonna add 1 cup of milk. So I'm going up to the 1 3/4 cup wine. And then I put this in the microwave for 1 minute and 20 seconds exactly, because that's pretty much spot on where I want this to be heated up to. So I have 1 stick of butter right here. I'm just gonna be using 4 tablespoons, so that's half of this stick of butter. And I'm actually just gonna cut it a little bit so that it melts a little bit faster, hopefully, in that milk and water mixture. This is done. I'm gonna add the butter to this milk and water. I'm actually going to save a tablespoon of this butter, so I'm just gonna cut this right now. This is gonna be used for later to brush on top of the warm rolls. So I'll set that aside and then use this knife just to give this a little nice stir. I need to go into my laundry room real fast to get the KitchenAid, because that thing is a beast and I have like no counter room over here. So I'll be right back. In my stand mixer, I'm gonna pour in the milk and the water and butter. Butter is still melting down, but I'm not worried about that. And then I have some sugar, and I'm gonna use 3 tablespoons. I always keep a little tablespoon measurement in here because I usually just use like tablespoons for a lot of recipes. So I always keep one in here. So I'm gonna do 3 tablespoons of sugar and a tablespoon, a rounded tablespoon of just active dry yeast. I don't use instant yeast, just plain active dry. And when I mean rounded, I mean like I don't level it. So when I bring it out, it kind of looks like that. I don't know if you can even see it, but it's definitely not level with the spoon. And I just drop that in. So what I'm gonna do now is just put this down and just give it a quick stir. There we go. And then I'm gonna cover this with like a thick towel and let it sit here for 5 minutes. Here we go. 5-minute timer happening. In the meantime, I want to know, are you guys into reading? And if so, what are you guys reading right now? September, well, the Burr months, I guess you could say. September, October, November. I love to read like cozy fall-like books. So I just got done reading The Little Bookshop Around the Corner, or On the Corner or something. It was so adorable. Now my next book I'm currently reading is Fried Green Tomatoes at the Whistle Stop Cafe. I'm not very far, but so far it has been really, really cute. I also like reading around this time like mystery murder books. But so if you guys have any recommendations, leave them down below. I absolutely love to read. I don't have much time to read, but when I do, I just love it. I've loved reading since I was a little girl. So let me know, give me recommendations, and let me know what you're reading as well. My oven is also preheating to 170. That's the lowest my oven can go. And then once it hits 170, I'm just gonna turn it off because I just want these to be in a warm place. But my 5 minutes is up. You can see in there that the dough is bubbly, so that means my yeast is working. So in here, I'm gonna add 4 cups of flour. But first, I'm gonna add the 1 cup, and then I'm gonna add in my salt. So like a teaspoon of salt, and then add the remaining 3 cups of flour while it's like still mixing. So I have 1 cup in there. I'm gonna add in my 2nd cup, just so I don't make a mess everywhere. There we go. So guys, I got some new measuring cups. I saw them at Target the other day and was like, I have to get these. I didn't know that they made the same measuring spoon, so I'm gonna have to go back and get them. But look at how cute this is with a little handle. I think these are only hand wash only, but they also, it says like the 1 cup right there, but they even made a 2 cup. Let me show you, because I am so in love with them. So there's a massive 2 cup one, which I should be using right now, then the remainder of them, but they are so darling. 3rd cup is going in. And now my 4th cup, and what I'm gonna do now is set a timer for like, maybe like 4 to 5 minutes and let this just knead slow. And if there is dough that is still like sticking to the sides of the bowl, I'm just gonna add in a tablespoon at a time of more flour. So I'm gonna keep my flour right here. So if you can kind of see, this has been going for about a minute once all the flour's been added, but it's still really a little bit sticky. And it's probably because it's a little warm in here. But I'm gonna add in a little bit more flour just along the sides and allow that to gather. This is the easiest recipe though. It comes together so fast. Plus this bread freezes great. So I'm gonna have to eventually just make a batch just for our freezer, just to have it for nights like tonight, like where maybe I don't have any time to do anything, but we're craving some dinner rolls. I can just pull them out of the freezer in no time, and that's it. All right, my timer is about to go off. This is pretty good on the flour, I think. And I'm gonna stop this before it starts beeping at me. Here we go, I'm gonna lift this guy up. And it's really not too sticky at all. So what I'm gonna do is take this guy. Oh my gosh. You guys, I'm always struggling with this thing. Come on, there we go. Thank you very much. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of gather this into a little ball at the bottom. And then using that same towel that I used to cover the bowl with whenever the yeast was setting, I'm gonna use that same towel and cover it up and stick this whole bowl in the oven. Remember, the oven is off, it's warm, and I'm gonna let this sit for about 15 minutes for like a really fast rise. And see, it's not too sticky. There's a little bit of dough in my hands, but not terrible. All right, and into the oven, this guy goes, 15 minutes. I just pulled this out of the oven, so I'm gonna cover that. You can see that it did rise a little bit. Now I'm gonna pour this onto some parchment paper just so it doesn't stick to my countertop. It'll just be way easier to do like this. Okay, so now this is out. I'm gonna roll these into 15 little balls and then stick them into my prepared baking dish right here. And then they're going to rise for a second time. These are gonna go back in the oven at 170. I'm just gonna cover these back with that kitchen towel, and they're gonna stay in there for 15 minutes for a second rise. And I'm gonna start prepping the tri-tip. So we got 2 tri-tips right here. They're already pre-seasoned, so I don't have to do anything. And these are definitely a little bit smaller, so that's why we have 2 here. But we could probably just eat these also for lunch. So sweet potatoes and steak sounds fantastic. So what I need to do right now is preheat my barbecue. So let's head out there. And I need to clean this off, but I will always let this get hot and then I'll just scrape it off real quick, but that's pretty much it. And then I'll just stick these guys out here. So I made burgers the other day and the barbecue was smoking so bad, so I had to clean it this morning. I got all like the gunk out at the very bottom, but it was so bad. We're gonna have to get a new barbecue at some point, but we want to like redo our backyard because this is kind of breaking, like the wood's like warping a bit. We've had this since my oldest son was 2 and he's gonna be 12, so it's almost time to get rid of it. My daughter loves playing on it, but what we would like to do is eventually like have a built-in barbecue somewhere, definitely a fire pit We have a solo stove back over there that we like to use like for the winter time or even in the summertime. I don't care, that's fine too, even though it gets super hot. But we want to redo our backyard, but I just don't know what we want to do. I don't really want a pool. My mother-in-law has a pool, so we can go over there if we want to. But pools have always scared me, even though they know kind of how to swim. I've just never been a big fan of pools. I don't know. I'd rather have like a hot tub or a sauna or a greenhouse or something. That's what I would rather have. But we'll see. But until now, we're just gonna have to deal with that barbecue as is. I don't know if you can see it. It's still smoking a little bit, even though like I cleaned it out really good. I don't get it. I even bought like new like plates that you stick, like those little triangle shaped plates that you put in there, like grates. I don't know. The timer just went off for that second rise, so I'm gonna reach in here, grab the towel from off of this. Get up there. Readjust that. I'm gonna close this, and then I'm going to actually set my oven to 375. And then while it's still in there and the rolls are gonna cook fully while it gets to 375, set a timer for 20 minutes, start it, and that is it. So those will be cooking in the oven while we need to get our tri-tip on the barbecue. So for these potatoes, I am lining a baking sheet with some foil, and I'm kind of gonna crimp the edges upwards just so that the butter that I put in here is not gonna run off the sides. So I have a clean baking sheet, but I'm thinking I might need to do 2 of these because I do have 2 bags of potatoes. So these I just gave a good rinse. I'm gonna cut these like lengthwise, just like this, all of them, and then we'll see. I think I might need to get 2 baking sheets. And I have 3-ish minutes left on my dinner rolls. Okay, rolls are ready. Let's go check them out. Do not judge my oven. I need to clean it yet again. And there they are. Oh my gosh, they look so good. All right, I'm gonna pull them out. And then I'm gonna brush some honey butter over the tops. So I have 1 tablespoon of butter. My recipe calls for 2, but honestly, I think 1 is just plenty. And then I have some honey down the bottom here. And then I'm just gonna brush this over the tops after I mix this really well. Also, I kept the oven on. I moved it up to 400 degrees because I need to get going on my potatoes because they'll be in there for probably like 35 minutes or so. So I just set that back up, and I need to go back outside and turn over my tri-tips too. So these babies have been out here for probably 22 minutes or so at about 425. I'm gonna give these a flip. Oh, yeah, that's good. There we go. So I did end up getting 2 of the cookie sheets because there's just way too many potatoes and I don't want to crowd them. So I'm gonna cut this stick of butter in half and place each half in 1 of the cookie sheets. And I'm actually gonna stick this in the oven and let the butter melt. And then once it's done melting, I'm gonna sprinkle over some seasonings and then add my potatoes, and that's it, and into the oven they go. So I will be back in a couple minutes. All right, so I am back, and you can see the butter is melted. I'm just gonna take that silicone pastry brush from earlier and just move the butter all around the bottom. And now, the fun part, I usually use like garlic powder, onion powder, salt and pepper, but today, you know me, I'm coming back with my favorite Kinder's seasonings. All the Kinders are my favorite. So on the bottom, I'm gonna sprinkle in some of the garlic parm. I feel like that would be really good. And I'm also gonna do some salt. And just a little bit of pepper. I'm sure there's some pepper in that seasoning, but Do that, and then we're just gonna remix it all together. This only took about less than 4 minutes to melt in the oven, just to give you a time idea. Okay, and now the potatoes that are over here, what I'm gonna do, the cut side is gonna go down. Just like that. And I'm gonna speed this up so you don't have to watch me do this the entire time. My oldest son is helping me here, so I wish I had 4 hands. That'd be nice. And good thing I used 2 because these are already beginning to, get a little cramped. You probably stick some more in there, babe. Just have to crowd them a little bit.
What happens if they touch each other?
Oh, it's fine if they touch each other.
Oh.
But I just couldn't have put all these on one pan. Excellent. While he puts the remaining, he only has a few more left on his side. I'm gonna just start brushing just the tops with the remaining butter, just like that.
Wait, can I do mine?
Yeah, you can do yours. There you go. And then these are just gonna go bake in the oven for 35 minutes. That's it. Okay, you keep going, I'm gonna move mine in.
Okay. Ow.
It's okay, baby.
Oh, Mom, you think
My battery's gonna die.
Yeah.
I know. My camera died, so in the meantime, I went and I grabbed the tri-tips. I actually grabbed the smaller one first because that was obviously smaller, so I didn't need it as long. And I let them both rest for about 10 minutes. So I'm gonna start cutting the small one first because this one still needs maybe a little bit of time. And then we have about 4 minutes left on our potatoes. So everything is coming together in a timely fashion, I would say. Let's give this guy a look-see. I'm hoping that it's still a little bit rare or red in the middle. I'll give my kids like the well done pieces. I like a little bit of red meat. Yep, perfect. Doesn't need to be terribly red, but just a little bit. Usually, like if we go to a steakhouse, I like mine medium or even maybe medium rare, but, and I am gonna make, I mentioned earlier, a plate for my mom to take with her. So that's why there's a lot of food and I don't mind that. And of course we can have some either for leftovers or lunch, like a good tri-tip salad, super yummy, or people wanna make like little tri-tip sliders with those dinner rolls that I made, another good option. Ooh, these look so good. This one might be even a little bit more red if I were to cut it right now, which I might do. But for now, that looks great. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna move this back in here. Sorry for the noise, you guys. I promise I need to get a good mic. I just don't know what to get. I just need to like do my research and I literally have no time. I need to research it though. Okay, let's move these guys back over here just to keep them nice and warm. This one I'm eating. My potatoes are donesy. So let's check them out. Move this guy's over. Okay. One potato pan. And the second one. So you basically want the bottom of these potatoes to be like nice and roasted, like a little brown to them. And they are. These look very good. And I did move them halfway. So like around maybe like the 20-minute mark, I put the bottom ones on the top and the top on the bottom. Ooh, my husband's gonna like dig into these. The ones I'm worried about are these ones. Oh no, those look pretty good. I was worried about the larger ones because this was the only ones that were kind of like bigger than the rest, but look good. So dinner is all ready. I just need to make the plates. Dinner was so good. So now I'm gonna start making our overnight oats. We have been loving these. It's so easy to make, like ridiculously easy. You get a lot of protein, a lot of fiber, and it takes like minutes to make. So let me share how I make it and what I put in it. So this is what you're gonna need. You're gonna need some type of dairy or liquid. So we're gonna be using almond milk because that is just better on my husband's digestive disorder, and I will have the same. Some ground cinnamon if you like cinnamon, some vanilla just to add like a little bit of warmth and sweetness. I'm using old-fashioned oats back there, some chia seeds for additional fiber, and then in mine, I'm gonna actually be adding in some chocolate protein powder. Now you definitely don't have to do it, and I only do this maybe once a week. I generally just try to do just this right here, but if you have protein powder, you can definitely use it. So let me show you how I make it. So for this, you can use whatever you have. I have this smaller mason jar and then like a little jelly jar. You can also use just like Tupperware, like for meal prep. Whatever you have is totally fine. So I'm gonna actually use this one for me because I am gonna add protein powder, so I'm gonna need some more liquid. But for my husband's, I'm just gonna make my husband's first. So your base is always going to be, so it's gonna be a 1/4 cup of oats. I'm gonna add in a little bit of cinnamon to his, just a little dash. He doesn't like too much cinnamon. And then another little dash of vanilla extract and a tablespoon of chia seeds. Now these do thicken up, they get quite gelatinous, but once you get used to the texture, you guys, it's super good and really good for you too. And I'm gonna add in about 1/2 cup, maybe a little bit more of almond milk. I'm just gonna measure it. I don't usually use measuring cups. I kind of just eyeball it. Give that a stir. That's probably perfect actually right there. And it's gonna be runny, but that's okay because what's gonna happen is it's gonna set overnight and all the liquid is gonna get absorbed into the oats along with the chia seeds. So his all done. So now for mine. So again, I'm gonna come in with a 1/4 cup of oats. I'm going to do a scoop of chocolate protein powder, or you could do vanilla protein powder if you wanna do it. But if you're trying, as a woman, we do not get enough protein. And that is something I have learned over the past like 4 or 5 years. So trying to get protein wherever I can. And if I can get it at breakfast time, then I will do that. So I'm adding in a scoop of the protein powder. And this is like honestly the best chocolate protein powder that I've ever tasted. So good. And then to that, we're going to add, of course, a tablespoon of the chia seeds, a sprinkling of cinnamon. I like cinnamon, so if there's extra, that's perfectly good by me. A little bit of vanilla extract. Now, I'm gonna have to probably use close to a cup, I would probably say, of liquid. Maybe 3/4 of a cup. Let's try that first just to see, because you are gonna need additional liquid just because of that protein powder. Yeah, I do think I'm gonna need that extra. So I would recommend a full cup of liquid if you are doing protein powder. And again, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just stir this up, put the lid on it, and this can be eaten cold. I know some people do not like the feeling, the texture of cold oats. It is definitely something to get used to, but I think after you've had it a few times, it's delicious, and it's just something that you actually begin to crave. Okay, and I'm just gonna bring out and show you guys what we put in these. I haven't moved our berries into mason jars quite yet because I do like to do that, but what I will top these off with are generally a little handful of blueberries. For me, some sliced strawberries, because chocolate and strawberries, oh, the combination is fantastic. I do add about a tablespoon, maybe a little less, of flaxseed. This is the milled flaxseed that I got at Aldi for such a phenomenal price. And the thing with flaxseed is that it is great for fiber, and also it has omega-3s in it. So about a tablespoon or 2 is gonna be your serving size. I generally just do a tablespoon. You don't really taste it, especially because it's milled. So if you can find that, definitely get that. Like I said, Aldi, I think it was maybe $4.99, $5.99 or something. So a really good price for what you get. This is a pound of the flaxseed, so I'll do that in there as well. I never tried mixing it in overnight. I should give that a try. I don't know how that would taste. I could probably just try it right now just to let you guys know. And then we also really love pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds are another great source of protein. There's 8 grams of protein. I believe it's 1/4 cup, yes, of pumpkin seeds. That is considered a serving. So we'll do a sprinkling of that. And I generally will not put any type of sweetener like honey or anything on it because I feel like the berries are sweet enough. But you can definitely come in here with some like maple syrup or some honey or whatever your favorite sweetener is. Just a little dash of it will do. And guys, this will keep you full until lunchtime, guarantee you. While we're here, might as well just put the berries into the mason jars. So I put a dry paper towel at the bottom. These are not washed. I'm literally just moving them from here into here. And then when I go to use them, I'll just rinse whatever I need at that moment. And that's it. And doing this helps prolong the life of your berries by like at least a week. This helps so much. Now, if there are some like broken ones, you don't want to stick them in there. So that's when this is a great time to like kind of sift through and see what's broken, what could be eaten right now. They're still good to eat, I just can't put them in there because it'll kind of rot the rest. Actually, there's quite a bit of broken ones in here. I shouldn't say broken, but split. I'm just gonna put that in there just to help absorb more moisture on the top. We're gonna eat these right now. My kids need some fruit, so that's totally all right. Same goes for the strawberries. I'm gonna place another dry paper towel down there. Anything that I can't fit in here, we'll just eat right now. There's no point in trying to get a whole other mason jar. If this was a Costco haul, I would definitely be doing it, but since it's just a smaller container, that's fine. Okay. And that is literally it, you guys. Done. And I'm gonna have the kids eat these right now. Hey, you guys want some strawberries? Some blueberries? Yes, please. Okay, go for it. Strawberries, blueberries. If you guys want more, I'll get you more, okay?
Okay.
While I'm here, I might as well get coffee ready for tomorrow. So we always have a French press. So I put water in here the night before. So all I have to do is basically come out here, press the little switch, and it's going. But that's basically it. And I'm gonna grind some coffee too. But I've noticed that our kettle has been leaking. So I'm gonna have to research for a new kettle. This one has been here for years, and I mean like used daily, if not like twice a day. Because sometimes even when like I go to mop, I'll put some tap water in here to bring it to a boil and mop with like very, very hot water. Or like for tea or anything, or to clean like a tub or a shower. Love to have like boiling water, but I think it's almost time for a new kettle. So I'm gonna have to research something. I'm thinking maybe like glass, because there's some really pretty glass ones I've seen, but I don't know. All right, so that's ready to go. And I have to clean up my French press because we used that this morning, and then get some coffee going as well. This is my favorite grinder to use. You can do it from a French press to like an espresso grind and everywhere in between. One of my favorites, I'm gonna link this down below, have had this for quite a while. All right, coffee is ready for tomorrow. One less thing I have to worry about in the morning. Because we all know mornings can be super hectic, especially like if you wake up late, like that's the worst. Oh my gosh, but knowing that like at least coffee is ready for the day, like that's so helpful. And then I always keep the cinnamon over here because I like cinnamon in my coffee. I've been using the Ceylon cinnamon, or Ceylon, however you pronounce it. I believe it has like better inflammatory properties than just like regular like ground Saigon cinnamon. But I've ran out, I need to get more. But until then, this is just perfect. All right, my friends, so this is where I'm gonna end the video. I'm just gonna chill and relax for the rest of the night. Clean up the kitchen a little bit more.
And
Dan,
have some fun time.
Yeah, and have some fun relaxing time, huh? Maybe I'll get to read a little bit or something, who knows?
Or maybe watch lots of TV.
No, I'd rather read than watch TV. Anyway, so guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe on your way out. I would really appreciate your
And
support.
make us have comments.
Yes, we love comments, guys. I love talking to you. So definitely leave me a comment down below. Say anything you want. I would love to talk to you. And we are gonna see you in the next video.
Bye bye.
Bye, guys.